not in my league. You out of place, I'm not at the top, I'm outer space. Can't eat with us, we're out of place. I'm doing fine, I'm feeling great. You're not my fan, you can't relate. Straight talk going state to state.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Your host, your boy, George Mackay, back after my 1 month off. Oh, it feels so good to be back in the chair. And this is my second interview dropping in October, right after the Canadian Thanksgiving, the real Thanksgiving. I don't care what anybody says. October's the real Thanksgiving. And my guest here knows because he's nodding his head. Without further ado, let me welcome, there's a lot of names, but I'm going to try my best. The Beast from B-Town, one of the biggest YouTubers in Canada at 6,900 subscribers. I know BYNOE is his YouTube channel. He is none other. He's also Disciple, one of the hottest rappers up and coming in the GTA. And that's straight fire because I love my hip hop. Without a doubt, please help me welcome to Straight Talk Wrestling for the first time, but not the last because he's already a member of the family. Randy BYNOE. How are you, brother?
Yo, bro, you were on fire in that intro. I didn't even want to talk. You know how hard it is to get me not to talk? That's how hard, because you were just, I didn't want to interrupt your flow. Okay. You know, I know how, because I'd be spitting, I'd be blacking out. You just blacked out on that intro. So, man, thank you very much for that. I feel like I'm ready to go in the ring after that. That was the Mike Tyson, Bruce Buffer and all of that. That's how I feel right now.
Oh, you want me to do Buffer? I can do you Buffer right now.
Oh no. Uh-oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fans in attendance and the millions watching around the world. It's time for your main event of the evening. Fighting out of the red corner, the reigning, defending, former Battle Arts heavyweight champion, the Beast from B-Town, Randy BYNOE.
Let's go. G-Unit. Cool. Yo,
G-Unit. You know what? Speaking of G-Unit, I've been introducing my daughter into like hip hop history, my hip hop journey, if you will. We started with NWA, my wife and I. We showed her Straight Outta Compton. She loved the movie. She fell in love with the history behind it all. And she has, Fuck the Police and Straight Outta Compton on their playlist. But I always tell her, I say, don't play it in school. Before school, after school, but don't play it in school because we don't want. I don't need that kind of heat. No, she can't. Teachers can't handle that. That's right. But I showed her that. I showed her Eminem. I showed her Dre. I showed her 50 Cent. I showed her Tupac and Biggie. And now but then I showed her G-Unit and her favorite song, my favorite song, My Buddy.
Hey, this man took it off. See, I thought he was going to mention a music videos track, but My Buddy that's a whip joint right there. Oh my, she's in great hands. I feel sorry for anybody that try to mess with her after that. She been listening to, oh my goodness, she can spit
the whole Young Buck verse. Okay, you come with 16 homies, one in the hole. When the first one get out, the next one go. To know where you're headed, you got to know where you've been. My Glock stay fitted. We friends to the end.
Oh my goodness, man, I'm about to listen to that right now. Beg for Mercy was a classic, man, and all the underrated. Don't forget about the mixtapes.
No, of course. And the great thing about Beg for Mercy was it was our introduction to Lloyd Banks. It was our introduction to Young Buck. Obviously, we didn't get an introduction to Tony Yayo, but I'll be honest, Yayo's solo effort was the weakest out of the group, in my opinion.
100%.
But for me, I mean, Lloyd Banks' first one, I mean, Beg for Mercy was, I'm sorry, not Beg for Mercy, Hunger for More was fantastic.
He's the most lyrical out the group, clearly. It's not even a question.
And Young Buck, for me, had the best flow. In my opinion, his flow was just, and his solo effort, so many bangers on that, man. So many bangers on that.
For the punchline, he came out in an era where there are three guys that were the punchline kings. It was Cassidy, my personal favorite rapper. That's my boy. That's my guy. Cassidy, Lloyd Banks, and Fabulous were the punchline kings during that time. And that was a great time for lyrics, man. And now we got what's his name, Pooh Shiesty and all of that.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Well, it's funny because in doing my research and preparing for this interview, watching some of your videos, I mean, I watched your style. I loved your fro. COVID vaccine is hands down the best one you did, but I did not hate on the DC superhero mashup that you did. And I loved how you had the karaoke, but you used the logos for everything that was an underlining message. I was like, this is genius. I also didn't mind, the video you shot, the one shot straight in the stairwell, looked like a stairwell kind of, or a hallway. Yeah. That was a great one. And just the name, Disciple. I was like, it's got that holy aspect to it, but it's almost like he's basically what he's saying is he's followed hip hop. And now he's basically who he is now is what hip hop made him. He's a soldier. He's a disciple. I 100% get it. I'm a big hip hop head. People would be like, oh, white boy doesn't got it. Listen, I rapped for a little bit, okay? I have like 6 songs. And the only good song that I ever had was the one I did to my wife. And I did one for my wife. And one of my favorite lines was it's been a minute, but I'm a little rusty. But the chorus was everything. So the song was called Everything. So the chorus was you my everything. Girl, I cherish you. You my sunrise through those cloudy skies, and that's real. There's nothing I could do without you. You my one and only, forever till the end of time. It was something along the lines of that. But when I was rapping about her, it was good. But I also went through this song called I did this song called That's Life. And it was my Kanye West period. It's when Jesus Walks came out, and I was really trying to like reach that gospel style. Yes, that's when exactly. College Dropout, still top 10 on my all-time. Like I could play College Dropout A to B.
That was the last joint I liked from him. Everything up until College Dropout, I was really messing with Kanye, and even that whole thing was amazing too. With like 50 and him went head to head during that album release, and you know he was crazy back then. And then ever since everything Watch the Throne era, everything like that, Life of Pablo, it wasn't the same for me. Like he was honestly, that's when he started to really lose it, and hasn't been the same. But you know, hopefully he's doing better mentally and everything. And that College Dropout was crazy.
Absolutely. And then of course you did a couple of videos where you talked about Papoose, who's hands down one of my favorites. And I'm not talking, I knew Papoose before Nasarima Dream. Now Nasarima Dream was underrated. I appreciated Nasarima Dream for what it was, but let's be honest, when it came to Papoose, it was all about the mixtape stuff. Okay. And hands down for me, Law Library or Alphabetical Slaughter.
Alphabetical Slaughter. Oh my goodness. Ooh, that was a classic.
Yeah, you can't sleep on a man who can go A to Z without any stops.
Backwards.
And then backwards. Exactly.
Yeah, that was different. He took him to school with that one, man. That's what. See, when it comes from the art and being original, that's when you really enjoy this stuff, because it's like people just come through and like people have a tendency to do what's hot or ride these waves that are like not even good, and just like you know, they're just people just decide like this is what people are doing now, and everyone's a carbon copy. Everyone's a little this and a young this, and dyeing their hair this, and you know having fruity colored rainbow grills and stuff. It's like no one stands out anymore, and honestly, not a whole lot of people are really actually using the talent. Like there's a couple guys, like a lot, like the guys that are like really on right now. Like, you know, I'll say Drake when he raps. Obviously Cole, K Dot. You know, even the guys that aren't on labels like Hobson, and there's what's his name? The guy actually just heard his freestyle just now. What was his name? He was a white guy. He just did an I-95 freestyle, and he was dope. Oh, what the hell is his name?
Asher Roth? Was it Asher Roth?
Not Asher Roth. He's a new cat. Oh, I gotta do some research. I gotta look that up for you. One sec.
No,
that guy he was nuts. I've seen him a couple times. He actually killed it on. I believe he killed it on Sway in the Morning. Marlon Craft.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Yeah, he new cat. He's definitely next up.
Wow. And it's great to see that hip hop's in good hands. I mean, like, let's be honest, every genre of music at one point in time, you have your period where it's just on. And then you have those peaks and valleys where there's not so much negative, but a lot of understanding. For me, I can't listen to this new era of hip hop just for the simple fact that it's not what I remember. And I'm not talking that everything has to be gangster rap, but I mean, you gotta, I look at hip hop like this, and it reminds me of a song from the Fort Minor album, Like a Cigarette.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard it or listened to it.
I remember that one.
Yeah, so it was Mike Shinoda when he had his he did his side project with Linkin Park. He did it without Linkin Park. It was called Fort Minor, and it had what the hell were they called? I can't remember now, but there were two guys from Machine Shop, and they were incredible. It was like the three of them, and the one track they did was Remember the Name, but then it was Where'd You Go, the piano beat, Where'd You Go, and it was like a big tune. Everybody played that one, but there was a track on there that was unreleased called Like a Cigarette, and one line stands out to me. He's like, "Let me tell you what I realized tonight. My hip hop radios like Marlboro Light. They both selling stories. One cigarettes they claim they save. Rappers claim they really bang, but we don't care. We just lay the money down. We don't believe the words. We just love the way they sound." And that was just like, And then he goes on to say they're both selling stories. They sound about the same. But basically what he's saying is that everybody exaggerates a little bit. They make that shit sound more gangster than it really is. You can't compare weak. We want to hear street. We want to hear you spit your thug over this here beat. So that song really put hip hop into perspective for me, where it's much like wrestling. And this is a great segue. See, we talked about music for a bit. Now we're segueing into wrestling.
I could talk music for you for hours.
Absolutely. But it's all about selling stories. It's all about selling what you need to sell to make it work. But what I realized about you and your flow and your style is it's 95% about being real. You're spitting what you're feeling or what you're thinking at that moment. And that's why I urge everyone to go check out COVID Vaccine. It's already got like almost 20,000 views, but it could use a lot more. So go and check it out because it's fantastic. And the production value is amazing. I mean, I went to film school. I'm doing nothing with it, but I went to film school and I can appreciate good video production, video quality, and video editing. And you knocked it out of the park, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that so much because like you really understand like everything from obviously your background, all that stuff. And I've been honestly just trying to step it up and really just do this at the level that I feel like the art that I'm trying to do deserves. And like, you know, I did a little bit of film school myself, and you know, I've been wanting to just, I'm just like, everyone thinks they need to have this machine behind them, this label behind them. I said, no, like, I'm just going to drop an album. Like, I'm going to just make an album. Like, why the hell not? Why? You only live once. You only why the hell? I want to put out a body of work that I'm proud of. And so that's definitely what I got cooking up. So, and I just know that everything I'm doing, it has to be done appropriately for that. You know, I got to do it the right way. And so I take pride in, you know, how I'm putting this stuff out there. So to hear and see that you appreciate and you notice those things, you know, it means a lot to me. So I just appreciate you for noticing those things.
Absolutely, I do. And like I said, I went to film school. I'm not doing anything with it. But if you ever need some inspiration or you need somebody to direct one of your videos, I'm there for you. I'm 100% there for you, man. I would do it, and I would do it proper because I think your flow, your style with sometimes the visionaries that I have would be fantastic. But my next question being is, again, hip hop, wrestling, almost the same. You're selling a story either way. So what would you say gravitated you towards wrestling?
So yeah, honestly, well, if we're gonna take, there's multiple things, but we'll start off with obviously the childhood aspect of it. You know, I owe wrestling to a lot of, it helped me get through a lot of just like, I guess, challenges in life where, let's say, like, you know, like everyone has that when you're a child and like you want to, you know, pursue something, or you want to, you know, even when it comes to the basketball team or the football team, and it's like, you know, you kind of have that one guy that's like a beast, that's a badass, you know, everyone's favorite wrestler, Steve Austin. You know, I saw that guy, and he's the one I thought, see, I listened to the Gangster Rap, and I saw him. And I thought he was gangster, and he was wearing Daisy Duke. So it's not just about the clothing; it's about how you move in that too. So you know, so I'm seeing that, and like it made me want to, you know, be tough and like and to push through, you know, things that I was trying to achieve and trying to do as a child. And you know, from going in there and being a part of it, you know, that's just from being so much of a mark that I want to be in it. that's the truth of it. And honestly, like, being realistic of it too, I thought I stood a pretty good chance with it as well. I mean, being a big guy, like a lot of people that know, like basically how it goes is people that know me, they say, man, you should play basketball, right? People that know me a little more say, maybe you should be a fighter, you should be a mixed martial artist, maybe you should play football. The people that really know me, they're like, man, wrestling. That's because they know the personality, and they just know that you know, I just like to entertain, and that you know, I just have fun with it, man. It's off the top, it's off the cuff, it's real. I don't gotta rehearse, you know, like it's everything off cuff, you know. That's how I like to keep it. In fact, I find that I'm more effective like that because, you know, I like going with what's around me, you know.
Absolutely. Listen, right now, people might not believe it's off the cuff. There's no dialogue here. I haven't predestined these questions with you. You asked me how it was going to be, and I said it's going to be just two of us sitting around talking about you, just shooting the breeze, shooting the shit.
I definitely did not plan this noise. I can tell you that.
That's okay. It's not taken away from anything I'm learning. I'm having a great time. Excuse me, great time and great conversation. So I'm good with that. So another thing I got to ask you is, the last time my daughter saw you was February 2020. It was the last. Yeah. Sorry. No. Maybe it was a Battle Arts show, February of 2020. It was actually when I believe Crime Time was there.
Oh yeah, yeah.
JTG and Shad.
Wow.
And actually, it was funny because she met Shad and she met JTG at that show. But
Right.
the one thing she told me about was that she saw you again and that she
Mm,
was sitting front row with my father-in-law who took her because I couldn't be at the show that day. And he
right.
took her and you came out, and that's when all the sanitizer and everything about COVID was just kind of coming out. And you were like,
Yeah.
don't touch me. I don't want to touch. And then she stuck her hand out and you were like, I don't know where your hands have been. You're like 10. You probably haven't washed your hands in like 6 days. No way. You're not doing that.
Yeah.
But she said, Dad, I saw Randy again. It was awesome. He made fun of me. It was great. I had a great time.
So, how
And
do you remember doing that? That's it. It just happens.
exactly. So I gotta ask though, and unfortunately, we know what happened a few weeks later. Shad passed.
Mhm.
What was it like sharing a locker room with him and JTG? I've heard that they are amazing individuals. I've heard
Yeah.
that a lot of the rest other Battle Arts roster that I talked to said that they each took a little bit of time with them, and they were just
Yes.
so happy to be there.
Yes. Honestly, like to put it simply, like one of the homies, like I felt like I knew him for a long time. Like honestly, I felt like he's one of the guys that that's been maybe training there with us since back in what was it 2013 I started over there or something like that. Like you just fits in so well, and he's just so chill and approachable, and you just like after you've been in the industry for a little bit, you get a little bit less starstruck or whatever. But you know, they make it easy. It was just kind of just I just felt like I was chilling with homies, and like they kind of treat everybody with respect, and there was no there was just a realness to how they conducted themselves, and honestly, they were just so willing to help. And I know it was a thing that was natural, like no one put them up to it. They just were willing to listen, and they're helping out a lot of the younger guys and the greener guys and showing them what to do. And I just appreciate the company, man. They're just chill dudes.
That's awesome. And you know what? I mean, it's great to hear stories like that because that just cements an already great legacy that Shad had. And
Honestly, yeah, I've always heard good things about him, and how in the locker room and everything like that. I've even had comparisons to him, which I definitely taken, I appreciate because obviously knowing how selfless the guy is, and even like his work ethic and his strength because he had a YouTube channel. I don't know, he had a YouTube vlogging where he was showing his training, and he was doing a lot of Muay Thai and boxing even during all that, and he was kind of a vlog into his life, and he had his beautiful wife there and his children there, and like he was doing a little bit of that for a while, and I was watching that for a while because I found it very interesting, and the things he had to say on that, and that's the real Shad, and like you get to see like there's a really there's a real genuine person there, and obviously with what he ended up doing, it's obviously the situation is very sad, and like it's one of those things that you just gotta take and try to learn from, because a lot of the things with I guess nowadays with people, these things kind of happen and people kind of just not saying anyone particular, but I guess society kind of just dwell on it for a moment, and then they kind of just go back to doing what they've been doing. But like not you don't have to always feel to learn something. Like hopefully you can learn from something before it happens to you, and just kind of, and the thing to learn is to appreciate everybody while they're here, and treat everybody with respect, because you don't know if that's going to be the last time. And it's just who would have thought 2 weeks before at that show that would be I think that was the last in-ring appearance. I think was that show. Like it's unbelievable. So, and obviously 2020, like just pounded that in even more so. So, yeah, just about being humble and just being in the moment. Because everyone likes to look past. Everyone has these goals. Like I was getting that way with what I was doing with YouTube and with the numbers for in general. Like okay, I did this. Now I need to get this. Now I need to get here and get here. We got to take a second sometimes to be like, look, man, I got here. Like, this is amazing. Well, let me just enjoy right now. And, right now is no one can take right now away from you. Like right now is precious, and right now is amazing. And so just enjoy right now and always, and just remember that, and just to stay in that. And I think it'll help with a lot of the stuff that's plaguing people, like mental health wise and everything like that.
absolutely. I mean, every day above ground is a good day. And
Yeah,
if you wake up, you're supposed to wake up and just do you and enjoy it.
yeah.
You know what? I won't lie. I've put in a lot of work for the last 5 years doing this podcast, and
Mhm.
the audio numbers are solid. They're great. I didn't, for the first 3 years, I didn't really pay much attention to YouTube. I was like, nah, I'm going to be podcast. I'm going to strictly do audio. You know, I didn't really get to care. And then the pandemic happened, and then it was like, well, this was a great tool. And then the
Mhm.
first video I did was Lufisto. She's like, do you want to do video? And I was like, yeah, okay. All right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never done it. Let's do video. So we did it. And then I just started calling them VidCast, and they took off.
That's
And
cool.
it was great. It was a lot of fun. And I went from 9 subscribers to, again, because I didn't put much faith into YouTube. Now
Yeah.
I'm, you know, I'm right next to you, Randy. I'm right there. I got like 368 to your
Yo, that's
6,900.
big, bro. That's big, man. Hey, 2068. That's a lot of That's a how many people? That's like a town in something. That's like more than the people they got in Nunavut, probably. Like that's a lot. Yo, that's a movement right there. So
100%.
yo,
But
I'm telling
sometimes you get down, you sit there and you go, what am I doing? Because you see other podcasters who may not be putting in the same amount of work as you. But I mean,
Yes.
obviously, the names you get, the people you draw in,
Yeah.
it creates numbers. You can't be mad at that. Somebody gets lucky
That's
with
the thing.
something, and you're like, man, this guy's got like 4 videos, like
Yeah,
5,000 people.
it's true. And it's like, and it's one thing, I know it sounds kind of cliche and it sounds like, obviously, like, we have goals and we have things we want to achieve and we're not gonna let that stop us. But honestly, like, the numbers don't equate to quality. Like, like, and that's just the truth about it. It's not like a whole, like, oh, like when your mom tells you, like, well, you're always handsome to me. It's not one of those things. But honestly, like, there's a lot of trash that gets exposure. There's a lot of, and you can equate that to wrestling, you can equate that to hip hop. There's a lot of nonsense that people are looking at and laughing at, and maybe they're making money off of it or whatever. But it's like, at the end of the day, people are gonna remember like good quality and something that you can be really proud of. And even with you, it's like, if you want to, like, if you want to really do something really effective or really like just something that appeals to you and something that resonates with you, and then you go and sell out to be like so and so, like maybe you do the 6ix9ine or Lil Nas Zed or whatever his name is. If you do all that stuff and then you look back, you're like, dang, I really hold myself. Like, it's like, no, you don't want to do that.
100%. 100. I completely agree with you. So it's conversations like this, and it's moments like that. It's like my wife tells me all the time. She goes, yeah, okay, so you got 368 subscribers, but remember, you have 368 subscribers.
Mm,
You started with 9. In a
Yeah.
year and a half that you put the effort in, you got that.
that's
So look
big,
at that.
man.
And I'm like, yeah, you know what? And I always credit my wife. My wife saved me. I tell her that all the time. My wife saved me. The minute I met her, the minute I fell in love with her, it was game over. Now my kids, God love my kids, but I said that's why I wear hats. I showed you before. I'm not going to do it now because I just can't do it. It's painful to me. It's very painful to me. I can't do it. But you know what? It's being a girl dad is the coolest thing in the world. But being able to share this journey with my 11-year-old daughter, now a budding 12-year-old, we're like a year away from being a teenager, bro. Crazy.
Wow. Oh my
Crazy.
goodness. When did that happen? Honestly, when did that happen?
You know what, Randy? Honestly, man, blink of an eye. Like I said, the first
Yeah.
time I got an introduction to you was 2018, 2019, and
Right.
we were like this. Junction City. I interviewed Freedom McCrae. We went out to a couple Junction shows. I saw you at a couple. I'm like, this guy's awesome. And what I loved about you was you really immerse yourself in the character, much like Carew. Carew immerses himself in the character. And then when I sat down and I actually had him in the Straight Talk studios. And when this pandemic over, you're coming, and we're gonna do this one in the studio for sure.
That's
But
what's up.
he was the most genuine person in the world. And not to say that you aren't, but he was the most genuine person in the world. And it was so funny because when I was interviewing him, I'm like, dude, when you go out there, you just like you crack skulls. You barely
Yeah.
speak. And when you do speak, it's like growls and it's like roars. I'm like, but you're so well spoken. He goes, yeah, but this is me who I am now. When I'm in the ring, that's just me having fun. I don't have to try so hard.
That's
And
the thing.
but what I realized about you is that you don't try so hard either. You just go out and it's natural, and you're very funny, but you can walk the fence as the heel or as the face. Like when we saw you at Junction, you were a face. You came out in the African getup, and it was great. You actually had the accent, which was awesome. And when me and my daughter came up with a, hey man, can we get a picture? You still kept in character. You were like, you did the accent, and it was great. And then she said she saw you at Battle Arts, and you were a heel. And she was like, Dad, it was so different. I'm like, well, buddy, that's when you know you got a talent there, because they can walk that line. They can play both characters, but they know how to mess around in a way that gets that reaction. and it's all about
Charlie,
the
you know, it's
reaction.
not just the reaction. I didn't want immigration to catch me. They tried to just deport me the other day because I don't have papers. I said, listen, your mother is a limousine head. Try to get papers. Go, lotion your face. Nonsense. See, just comes to
That's amazing. Well, wow, that is seriously bravo. That's amazing. So,
Thanks.
in designing your persona, how did you design the persona? Because what I've heard about Santino is when it comes to character creation, he actually does listen to his students and he pulls inspiration from the students. Like, he didn't just come up to you and give you the stereotypical, okay, you know what, man? You're gonna be a former football player, okay? Or you're gonna be that kid from the ghetto, okay? Jane and Finch area. That's you. You're gonna be that kid. He didn't walk out and give you the stereotypical. He listened. From what Carew told me, he listens and then he says, okay, give me a day, give me a little bit to sleep on, and then he comes back next class and he says, okay, this is what I got. So was that how it went down when you designed your character?
It was kind of like, well, my characters for battle arts, my characters for everywhere else was a little bit different. Like the characters I kind of had for everywhere else kind of derived from, studying like a little bit of that, to like getting inspiration from also the stuff that I like to watch. I like to watch a lot of different things, and I love, the African comedy and the English comedy. Like there's a guy, I don't know if you remember back in the day, that was huge doing he used to go on a webcam. His name was T-Boy, and he had these segments called "Don't Jealous Me." And
Oh
he
yeah,
did the camera like this.
yeah. He was great.
Those were classics, and I used to watch that all the time with my boys, and I used to imitate them all the time. And I did it so well that I decided to do a part letter. I just went on a rant. I was mad about how girls, they take pictures where they flip you off and they're smiling, they're being all cute, but it's like, you're flipping me off. And I was like, I don't appreciate being flipped off. And I'm just going like, give me finger, go and put the finger up your nose, not like stuff like that. And it was off the top, and then I decided, hey, let me try to equate this to it more just this out of pocket, straight off the boat, freshly African or Nigerian, or sometimes Nigerian, sometimes he's Ghanaian. It goes between. Just fresh off the boat character that would be kind of funny, and like I could kind of like make fun of different things, and honestly, it's an excuse to kind of just play on and play off of other people and whatnot. It's very easy with the Take Waldo character, but as far as like with battle arts, that was based off of the accolades that I was able to get, because it was easy being a heel, because I was kind of being like the jerk jock athlete. That was kind of what I was doing in battle arts, because he had me going and doing all sorts of tournaments and like winning, and it was bringing a lot of attention to the school, and showing that and it was good for wrestling too, because it was showing that we're not just here as performance and actors. Like, no, we can scrap. Like, we really do this. So it's always nice to be able to say your world heavyweight champion is also a Golden Gloves boxer. So and that was obviously during the time, it was after Brock Lesnar legitimized the hell out of the sport as well. So it was basically the same type of deal. And that's what kind of went with that. So I kind of just played off of honestly my personal experiences with some jerk jock athletes and stuff I've seen, and even just kind of putting it doing some original stuff that I kind of be like, how can I be as pompous as possible? And honestly, it's just really the character is all just from playing off the crowd. Like, I just kind of go in there, I'm like, okay, let me get them not to like me, and just to see what's going on here. And then I said, I don't even remember half the things I say. It just kind of happens. Like, I remember there was this one match, I think it was one of my last matches, where like the ref, I was messing with him like crazy. Like, he was telling me, I had the hold on him. I was, milking that 5 count. And then he told me to break it up, and I was like, get your penis out of my face. And it popped everybody, because he was a little bit like, he was trying to, like, he was always in there, like, he was so like jittery how he did it. I'm like that, and then I was, and then a whole bunch of other stuff happened, and then they had a chant going, and it just stuff. Like, I remember there was another match I had with it was with Timmy O'Connor, if you remember him.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, so he tried to do this rope spot. I don't know if there's too much baby oil or something happened, but he slipped, and it didn't really go over that well. So I'm just there in the tag team. I'm not. I was on the opposite of the apron. I wasn't tagged in yet. So I had to play up. I'm there. I'm not there to rest. I'm there to entertain. So I was like, Timmy, you stumbling and bubbling. And I was doing like all sorts of rope a dope stuff. And, they were doing and like, I hope I didn't take away too much from the match. I hope I added to it because there's a whole lot going on with that. I'm like, hey guys, pay attention. They're about to do hot tag. It's like, but yeah, but it just like I said, I feed off of everybody, like in general. Like that's why I love doing reaction videos too, because I feed off of what I'm seeing, and it just, I don't know, it's like God just comes through and stuff happens and it's fun. So
Absolutely. Let's talk about the reaction videos for a second. My favorite reaction video of all time, because I'm a big basketball fan, as you can tell. I'm a Raptor fan through and through. Okay.
Raptor?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hold on, let me just talk. If you're talking Raptors, hold on, we gotta get geared up right now. All right. So now since we talking Raptors. All right. Okay. Get suited up. Let's go.
Okay, so we're both gonna do it. We're both getting suited
Let's
up.
get it. Let's get
So,
it. Let's
there we go.
Raptors. Let's talk Raptors. All right.
All right. You want to go? Okay. No problem. No problem. I got you. We good.
All right. Let's do it.
I got you. All right. So the video that is synonymous with Randy BYNOE. The reaction video of the shot.
Yes.
Reaction video of the shot. It is absolute gold. Your face is like,
you pretty much.
it was electric. Absolutely electric. And when I saw that, you shared it on Facebook, because we friends on Facebook. Okay, we're not just people that are meeting for the first time. This may be us talking for the first time in an interview setting. But again, and I don't do interviews, I do conversations. This may be the first time having an in-depth conversation. But the simple fact is that reaction video is hilarious. And I shared it everywhere I could. I'm like, this is gold. This made us going to the Eastern Conference final that much better. And then we all know what happened, because we knocked the Greek freak on his ass. We were down 2 games, but we came back. And then what did we do?
It was a wrap.
And then what did we do? We wrapped up Golden State in 6. We ruined the trifecta, which is great.
Not only that, we swept Golden State in their arena for the entire season. The Golden State Warriors did not beat us the entire of the 2019 season in their home. That was the last time they were in that stadium, and we destroyed them in their stadium. Because as much as I would have loved to see that Game 5 celebration, it's also nice going in there and just whooping that ass over in Golden State one more time. Just for that guy that tried to get at my boy Lowry when he dove into the crowd, that little punk.
Oh yeah, the little piss hand. Yeah, I remember that jackass. Yeah.
Fucking big title ass people think they could just do whatever they want.
Apparently, was a doctor of some kind. I hope he lost all of his patients.
Yeah, me too.
I don't mean like lost them as in they died. I hope they all just left him. That's what I meant.
Well,
That's what I meant.
Not to be morbid, but maybe in the following year. I don't.
Oh, so I gotta ask. I mean, we're obviously this is dropping right after Thanksgiving, and we're also in the spooky month. My favorite month. Okay, October. Now, I gotta ask 2 questions. One question is, what is your go-to Thanksgiving side? Okay, turkey is a given, but what is your go-to side? Because everyone has that one side that they always put on their plate after the turkey, and that's the go-to side.
Okay. So you already know, mans are coming from a West Indian household. They got that good Trini rice and peas. You know what I'm saying? Like that's usually all point. Sometimes they call it palau rice, and there's a certain way they do it that's just like. There's not a whole lot of time I can eat rice that's just plain without like gravy or like something on it. But that rice I can eat plain. And that rice is just is something different. They put some melanin magic in that joint. And like the way auntie and mama make it, it's just something different. And so as far as the side goes, I guess I'll go with that. I love obviously my mashed potatoes, but like that's the one I only have pretty much during those types of occasions. Like I don't usually have that type of palau rice for like dinner every day. So it's like that one just like, oh, it's there. I gotta have it. Who knows when the next time I'm gonna get it? And it's like a pink rice. It's like, it's different. It's like, man, that's a good one.
Mine is my mom. She makes mashed potatoes, but what she does is she does them white potato and sweet potato, and she mixes them together.
Yo, that's gonna collapse the universe. That's like mixing Bloods and Crips, Blastoise and Charizard. You put a sweet potato with the that's different. My girl, she trying to bring the worlds together. Yo, you know what?
It
She should
works.
run for office
It works,
with
bro.
that.
It works. It works.
Yo, that's crazy. I gotta try that. If we're going to your house, can we go to the studio at Thanksgiving? Is that
Absolutely. You know what? I'm gonna call my mom and say, Mom, listen, I'm bringing Randy BYNOE. You got to do the sweet potato and the mashed potato together. You got to do it.
Oh my goodness, God bless her. Honestly, that's
absolutely.
I can't wait.
Absolutely. And of course, now the big question, because again, we're in the spooky month and everybody's got that go-to horror movie.
Oh shoot.
Everybody's got that go-to. Now, I actually have 3 go-tos.
Dang.
Okay, 3 go-tos. The first one is Freddy, Nightmare on Elm Street. That's my jam. Okay, that's my favorite franchise of all time. My favorite killer of all time, though, is Michael Myers. Okay, Michael Myers. The original Halloween is a classic.
For some reason, I thought you were going to say Jason.
No, I'm not a Jason guy. I appreciate Jason for what he is, but let's be honest. I mean, yes, he does have the most kill count. Okay, he has the biggest kill count. But let's be honest. After a while, they stopped being stories. They stopped seeing how many deaths they could pack into 90 minutes.
Pretty much.
And, I mean, he went to space and he also went to Manhattan. We don't need to know that.
Yeah, his powers don't really make any damn sense. But I wasn't looking for that much clarity in his story and whatnot. And I didn't even understand what the mama's problem is. She out here still being like, "Yo, you gotta kill them all, bro." I'm like, "Look, Mom, I'm tired." Like, what I'm saying? Because that's why it don't make no sense. Like, how? What? I'm sorry. What does he have? Is it a childlike mentality? Because I'm like, even when you're a young child, no young child listens to everything his mama tells him. Not like she didn't even raise her voice because you think it'd be like, "Jason, kill them." Jason, you tell me. I told you kill them. And then that's when you do it, right? That's what, at least in my household, that's how it would go. So,
absolutely. Yeah. Mine too, man. Listen, my mom, if I didn't do something, wooden spoon, rolling pin, I got it all, baby. I got it all. My dad one time whooped my ass with the club. The anti-theft device? I got a couple strikes on my butt with that, okay?
Damn, so he made sure it worked.
Well, yeah, he made sure it was strong as nails, right? And also too, I mean, if you think about it, nobody was going to steal anything from him because you got whooped with the club. It's kind of an oxymoron. I got whooped with the anti-theft device for stealing gum from the convenience store.
Damn. That is a bar right there.
That's how you said it. That's really how. Now, see, nowadays, you can't do that. If you look at your kid with any kind of aggression in a public setting, the police are called.
Yeah.
But back in the day with what we got hit with, forget it.
Yes. It makes you, and I believe, like, it makes you, it's not, obviously, there's difference between discipline and abuse. Okay. Obviously, abuse is too much, there's got to be a line to it. But if you understand through positive action and through doing the right things, this is how you learn right from wrong right here. And if you learn the right thing, you get a positive reinforcement. If you do wrong, you get negative reinforcement. That's not a maybe, or it's not something that you could do. That's something you need to do. That's how you raise children. And it's like, whatever form you deem is comfortable to do that, you got to do that, because it's a bizarre world. Like, how are you going to give children choices? Like, I'm sorry, and I'm going to go there. I'm going to talk about this. Like 100%. This whole thing about letting children choose their genders and their this and their that, it makes no sense. Okay. They're not, they're, at least even with certain other things, we allow children to grow and be educated, and they're not even allowed to vote till they're 18. How are they going to choose their gender in at 2 years old or 4 years old, or even the whole point is that you raise the child, and there's no need to, that doesn't change who they are as a person or whatnot. If they want to identify as something later on, though, that's their choice. And that's not saying that. That's the thing about this country and others, not all, but others. You have the freedom to do those things, but you should be able to do it when you're mature to do it. I mean, our brains don't even fully develop until age 25. How the heck are we allowing ourselves to have all these decisions and be able to say this and that, and even when you're I see a lot of kids, like my girlfriend's in ECE, and a lot of parents, what they do, they go, "Oh, do you want to eat your peas, or do you want to eat this? Do you want to eat this? Do you want this one?" And it's no, like what they teach you to do there, instead of giving them all the choice, you give them some choice. Like, you let them control certain variables, but they're still doing the same thing. So it's like, "Oh, do you want to eat your Brussels sprouts in the yellow plate or the red plate?" And you let them choose which plate, but they're still eating the Brussels sprouts. So that's how you're supposed to do it. And like, people are just letting people run wild. It's like, that, "Oh, well, we don't give our child timeouts anymore. We let them decide their punishment," because no. That's
I
not
can
gonna
speak
work.
from a parent perspective. Okay, my wife and I, we were raised old school, so we're raising our kids old school.
Mhm.
Not with like anti-theft club devices and stuff like that. We're a little bit more modern that way. But
Yeah,
I will say, like my 5-year-old, before I got down here to
yeah.
record with you, she's like, "Dad, can I have a Rice Krispie?" I'm like, "All right, you get the you finish your dinner, you get the one Rice Krispie. But if I
There
come
you
up
go.
and I see one wrapper, you are going to bed without a story, and I'm taking your favorite stuffed animal for the night." And she
There you
knows I
go.
ain't playing. And the other
Right.
day, she didn't want to eat. She didn't want to eat what mom cooked.
Mhm.
I said, "That's fine, buddy. You don't want to eat? That's fine. We're going to leave it there. And when you're hungry later and you want a
Mhm.
snack, it'll be there for you. You know
That's
what
what
I'll
I'm
even
talking
do
about.
for you? I'll heat it up for you again. But
Yeah.
you're not going to have anything in that pantry." I told her, I said, "You go near that pantry, you're going right
Mhm.
upstairs. That's it."
You're a nice guy. You're really nice actually because you let them eat it later. I had to stay at the table till that shit was gone. So there was no way. That's I don't. You and I came from that era. You weren't leaving the table till you were done. So,
Oh yeah, 100%. I don't know how many times. And listen, the one good thing about my family, I don't know about yours. I don't know if you have any pets. The one good thing about my family is that I had a
oh,
big dog. So
nice.
whenever my mom, and I could say this now because I'm an adult, she can't do anything to me now because
Yeah.
I live with my wife. I'm protected. I'm safe.
Yeah.
I'm safe. But
Right.
she would turn her back all the time. She'd grab the dishes, walk to the dishwasher, boom, Brussels sprout on the ground, a little bit of
Yeah.
lettuce on the ground. And then you focus on what you need. Mashed potatoes, meat. I'm a growing boy. I need those things. But
Right.
lettuce, romaine salad, no,
Ooh.
not when I'm
Ooh.
8 years old. Now I can
Not me.
appreciate a good salad, but not when I'm
Right.
8. Brussels
Yeah. I
sprouts
eat
when I'm 8, no, tasted like garbage, raw sewage,
exactly.
raw sewage.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a weird thing with me because speaking of veggies, like for some reason it wasn't that bad for me. Actually, I know exactly the reason because again, with the way I was brought up too, it was like my grandmother. So my grandmother would be around as well, and she'd be the type. My mom too would call me up the stairs, Randy. I was like, yes, Randy, yes. Randy, yes. Why are you coming back up? And it's because and I'm like, I'm not yelling. You didn't hear me. So I'm already annoyed at that point. She already interrupting Dragon Ball Z. Something I'm watching. It's already a wrap. So I go up there and be like, and she's like, come. Like what? Come. It's like, for what? Come. All right, fine. Damn it. So I go over there, drink this. What is it? Drink it. And it's like some like they always make some kind of concoction where it's like some water that's supposed to clear your skin, or water that's supposed to help you go, or something that's supposed to help something. Like there's always like they weren't the type that they had it like a lot of kids would grow up with in those Western households. They have a bush for everything, and they everything like oh you hurt your arm, drink some tea. You have it wasn't that like that, but they every now and then randomly, I guess to keep me in whatever they wanted me to have. They would have these drinks, and it would be like it was called. I remember one specifically it was called literally bitter water, and it
Oh,
tasted like crap, but
oh
it
yeah.
made my skin really clear. So I guess I can appreciate her because your boy can be glowing sometimes. So thanks, grandma. Thanks, mama. And the vegetables didn't taste bad either because of that. So like I'm used to that. So I was like, that's cool.
Sounds like grandma and mama had it on point.
Yeah,
That's what it sounds.
they have a system.
They have a system for sure. A couple more questions. I'm going to let you go enjoy your evening. Now, in terms of your career, and you have done quite a bit. Again, like I said, very successful YouTube page. You've wrestled some big names. You've held titles. You've had fun. You've had pluses, minuses in your career. The mini host asks great provocative questions, and I always love that because we drop her interviews the Saturday before I drop mine on the Wednesday or the Thursday. So it gives kind of our audience an introduction. They know, okay, if the mini host is interviewing them, we know that we're going to get the full story with the host down the road. But one of the questions she asked was, return. And you mentioned that opportunities have come your way and you haven't really felt the need to hop back in the ring yet. But what would be something enticing that would get you back in the ring sooner than possibly later? Like if somebody came up to you and said, listen, I've got this amazing booking and I want you to face such and such. Would there be anybody in wrestling, whether it be in the indies or professionally that works still with the indies that would be coming back, that would be coming down to work with you? What would be the one person that might entice you to get back in that ring a little bit sooner? Somebody you may not have tangled with yet in your career.
Wow, that's a really good question.
That's what I do
Who would that
here.
be?
I ask
Yeah,
the straight up tough questions.
that is a thinker. That is a thinker. Um, yeah, well, it would definitely have to be like it would definitely be a one-on-one. That's for sure. Like it wouldn't have. I couldn't come in there with just just doing some kind of just I guess big tag thing, but like I would like to do a one-on-one with somebody that that's obviously really technical and that someone that can really like do a lot of grappling with, because that's the style I like to show off. Obviously, I'm a big man wrestler. It's a lot of throwing people around, which is always fun. I always love doing that as well. And the other thing to add to my accolades, and one of the things that I'm most proud of as far as being a wrestler is that, knock on wood, no major injuries. And that's one thing I've really been very happy about, and that I pride myself on, being able to work safely and, not hurt others as well. That's I'm really hype about that. So in regards to that, man, as far as the name, damn, that's tough. I'm struggling with that one because, like, man, I'm like, who have I not worked with one-on-one? Like, I guess I never wrestled. Actually, there's a lot of people. Maybe Daniel Garcia. I don't know. He's doing his thing. He's killing it. In AEW right now. I would love to do something with him. I never actually had a one-on-one match with Fuerza either, and I like his style. I like what he does. Obviously, he's an incredible worker. And there's obviously Tyson Dukes. I never had a one-on-one with him. That'll be interesting too. Even my boy Justin Sane. Him and I have always been on the same side. So it'd be interesting to see us, kind of, put something together and kind of see what we can do in there. So that would be kind of fun. Although he put my body to shame, so that's probably the reason why that hasn't happened. So yeah, like I'll work with him wearing the MVP body condom. I'll wear that. But other than that, yeah, as far as like, yeah, oh man, there's like, and obviously guys that are signed. Obviously, anybody that's signed would be great to work with, no matter who they are. Like, I guess I would love. I like the idea of comedy wrestling. So like, I mean, a dream come true, be able to do something cool with like, maybe like R-Truth or something like that, or Ron Killens. Like I can imagine, like, because with his, although we would just, well, he would pop me, that's for sure. With the way because with what he does with the stuff that comes out of his mouth, like from God himself, the things that the one-liners he has, it's kind of how like I kind of do too, where it's like things just kind of come and it's just funny one-liners, and like I figured like maybe something kind of cool could happen with that. And
I can see you and RJ City doing some great stuff together.
Oh man, of course, RJ. That would be crazy. That's actually I'll put him right at the top of the list actually. Or I think of him so much as just like this guy that's like, sometimes I don't think he's real, because sometimes when I'm around him, I'm just like this. He's just this great. I feel like he's like he's someone only I can see sometimes. I don't know if it's like artist, like he's like like my imaginary best friend sometimes when I talk with him, because like the way like our interactions and everything, he's like, and like the off the cuff stuff, I'm just like, you can't be real. RJ's like art, like you can't exist. I'm not ready for this. It's just like I'm not ready for the sweet potato and the regular potato. Like there's only so much that I can handle. And but RJ, man, that would be cool to do something with RJ.
Absolutely. Listen, when I did my 200th episode, I asked for shout outs from some of my former guests, and a lot of great names came through. Carl Anderson sent me one. Chase Owens sent me one. Like a lot of Bianca Corelli sent me one. A lot of the Battle Arts people sent me one, which was great. I really appreciate all that. But RJ sent me one. And RJ's was, well, congratulations on 200. I think now is a good time to stop. What are you going to do next? 300, 400, 500? I'm going to have to keep doing these videos? I'm not going to do that. 200 is a nice even number. It's not too big. It's not too small. It's perfect. Let this be the last one. He blew me a kiss, and I was like, wow, that's awesome.
Wow. See, like awesome. Who do you, when you walk away from that, does a part of you think, did that really just happen? Like, I'm sorry.
Yes,
there's something about
yes.
there's, I can't explain it. I can't tangibly explain it, but it's just, I walk away from him thinking like, did I even just talk? Is this a figment of my imagination? This entire enigma of a person and what he does, and just him being RJ. Like I can't even explain RJ City. That's the thing. That's like, I did, like everybody else feels like, okay, I can see that's a person, but RJ is like something out of this world, man. Like it is just, man, it's magical what he does out there.
It is absolutely magical. Now, I forget, did you answer the horror movie question? We went on a tangent there about Jason, but did you answer the horror movie question?
Yeah. So what was that? What's my go-to horror movie?
What's your go-to horror movie? Like when October 1st hits and it's the start of the spooky season. And now again, at this point, we're already a couple days into October. But when October 1st hits, what's that go-to? When you look at your like movie collection or on your iCloud or on your Google Movies, whatever you got, and you sit there and you scroll list and you're like, yes, Let's go. October 1st, it's happening. Boom.
Oh my goodness. Okay. So, that's a very interesting question. If I were to go, actually, I think the ones that really kind of like, I don't even know. I just get drawn and I can't stop watching for multiple reasons. Is the Insidious franchise? I don't know if you followed that whole like man. Okay, going back, I remember watching the Insidious 2 in theaters, and actually, oh, no, what's the other one that's good? Sorry, yeah, okay, I'll stay on Insidious first. And there's just so much going into like the I didn't understand the story, how it was going with the new ones coming out, The Conjuring and everything, and how it tied back to the old thing. And like, holy crap, there's a crazy convoluted story in that. And I'm like, man, like I ain't gonna sleep for a week after watching it, but hey, it's gonna be interesting. like because when they had the Darth Maul guy come through behind a person, he was like, "What's up, bitches?" behind a dude, and he was scary in that. But that was pretty much the only thing that really got me like jumping in that movie. But it's crazy. And the other one is Annabelle. And Annabelle, I like watching the Annabelle series because you know it's a good one to react to because there's a lot I can make fun of in that movie. For example, they showed the origin. I think that's the last one I saw, like how she came to be and all of that.
Yep.
And they show how the nuns like they had all the orphan children and they went to these strange people's houses. I mean, that's nothing bad could happen there. And people were just dying. Just that they were staying there for days and weeks, and people were just dying, unexplainable, and not just dying, like eyes being gouged out, mouths being ripped out and stuff. And I'm like, this nun, why is every window intact? I would have been tossed every shit out of that. Like glass would have been broken. You see motherfuckers floating. I don't even know if I can curse, but that's how
You're good.
passionate
You're
I
good.
was.
You're good.
Okay, you see a motherfucker floating and shit, right? You see like shit's happening, the shadows, motherfuckers is missing and shit. Why are the windows intact? Why are you going in? Oh, let's split up. You go first. It's like, is someone there? Like all of that shit. Like, I'm sorry, I become a black person at a scary movie when it comes to those things, because I'm just like, no. There's no, it's only a 2-foot drop. You have, what I'm saying? There's a roof. You can slide down that bitch. You wearing the nut outfit. You shouldn't scrape your knees. Do something. Like you cannot be staying at that bitch. I don't give a goddamn. They didn't need to be an Annabelle because it would have been an Anna L if I walked in the room after motherfuckers get the eye scout drop. But yeah, I guess those will be it.
Those are great. Those are both great choices, both fantastic choices. And now my final question before we get to shout out all your amazing socials. In terms of projects upcoming in the future for the YouTube, not so much the rest of it, but for the YouTube, which again, I urge everyone to go. I know BYNOE. This will be it'll be in the description in the video when I drop it on YouTube, but please make sure you go and subscribe. And obviously, I will be sending Randy the file of this interview, and if he wants to upload it on his YouTube, he absolutely can. No pressure there, of course. But what is something that you haven't tapped into on YouTube yet that you would like to try? Everybody's got that thing. Everybody's got that thing that they would like to try on YouTube, but they just sit there and they go, huh, will it work? And I almost picture everyone in like a room with one of those clear, dry erase boards, and they've got the strings, and they're trying to mathematically figure out if it's possible. Can it?
Yes. That is an excellent question, and I actually do have it pretty much like right on like I know exactly what it is. See, what I love about YouTube is the whole interactive component, and they're like you said, even it kind of goes to the other question you asked me. There's people that I would love to work with or be able to, do things or have connections with or be able to kind of do things on a grander scale, like with these people involved. And like, and I think having the ability to be able to collab with certain people and being able to and I look at it and I'm like, there's really no reason why we can't do these things. It's just people are just hard to reach now. It's funny people are easier to reach now than more than ever, but they're also harder to reach now more than ever. So if there's a way to collab with like, certain people and like to be able to do anything. I mean, people are collabing with people to do the celebrity boxing thing. Why don't we have I can collab with some YouTubers. Hey, maybe I could teach them how to wrestle. Maybe I could throw an entire wrestling event with famous YouTubers maybe we do something like that. Like that would be just something involving where other people are kind of passionate about, and we can just kind of make something different together. Like it's something along those lines, or like,
you know what? It's interesting that you mentioned that. It is because I've wanted to do a segment for a long time where I go in the ring and I learn a thing or two. I talk about this business. I live and breathe this business. but I have never stepped in the ring and actually gone through the motions. I haven't crashed the ropes. I haven't taken a bump. I haven't done these things, and I've always been looking for a wrestler. So if you're ever game down the line and you want to do something like that, I'm not a famous YouTuber by any standpoint, but I'll do it. It'll be hilarious. It'll be absolutely, because you'll see like my 9 chins when I hit the mat. You'll see them like jiggle and stuff. It'll be incredible. It'll be hilarious.
That would be so cool. And the thing about it is, I know you're a smart guy. You're a very smart, and you're also a really respectful guy. And you understand, and you understand, like, obviously the risk, and now this shit isn't easy, and it's something that you gotta obviously be careful with and do things the right way. So, that would be really, so I already know you're going to come at it with, a really great attitude and whatnot, but I almost kind of want to do have the opposite. Let's get some idiot to just jump in there and just think he could do, let's see it. Let's see someone obviously not anything life threatening, but I want to see someone that's really stupid, just kind of trying to just think they can do this, and they just kind of try these things and, see what it's like, and maybe they get humbled a little bit. That would be kind of cool.
That'll be like when Mia Khalifa said that wrestling is a joke, and then Thunder Rosa smacked her across the face a few times. That was an amazing moment in history. Amazing moment in time.
Yeah. She would have to get chops from everybody, but one of them silicone titties might explode. I'm just saying.
Oh, Randy, man, this has been an absolutely epic conversation, and I want to officially let you know now that you are a member of the Straight Talk family. Okay, it's official. I've said it. It's in the universe now. Anytime you want to come back on the show, man, anytime you want to be a part, do this again with us, we would absolutely love it, because it's never, ever only one. There's always multiple conversations that can be had. So,
well, I had a blast. You guys, I love the dynamic. I love that you involve, your little girl, and man, and she honestly, you got her set up to be a really, really great person, a really productive member of society, and I can't wait to see how that happens, and even seeing her with her, even doing this type of stuff with the form, just with the charisma and everything, it's exciting to see, and I cannot wait to do something with you guys in the future, honestly, even we're just watching some stuff, we can do the reaction thing. Hey, I gotta do it. I might have to put you on a track, man. You might have to dust off that mic. I'm just saying. You might got to spit something.
You know what? I was actually, I was going to ask this off camera, but I'll ask it now. You spit fire. I appreciate everything that you bring to the table. I have been looking for a new intro for the show. I had Carter Mason do my intro that I'm using now, which he's a fantastic talent. But you know what? It's already a year old, and I would not mind having a Randy BYNOE introduction for Straight Talk Wrestling. So just putting it out there in the universe. If you want to hook a brother up, much love and appreciation. That's all I'm saying.
What's up? Hey, that's definitely got to be something we put in the works for you, man. For sure, man. I'd be honored, honestly.
Oh, well, I'd be honored to have it on the track, man.
Straight Talk could be a mixtape name. Damn. That's a whole lot of I like that.
And you know what we could do? We could do I won't rap on every track, but I can do your introduction. I could do your intro and outro, and then we'll take shots of the video, and it'll be you, me, and my daughter. And it'll just be you and me like this, side by side kind of thing. And then my daughter right in the middle, just being like this.
Oh my goodness.
Look at that. I've designed the cover. I've already designed the cover. It's amazing.
That's what's I will
take it right in front of the Brampton City Hall.
Yeah, she gonna look harder than all of us, man. I'm just saying. I'll be like, look, she here to protect me. I'm not even here. There's a reason why she's at the front. She here to, I told y'all I got goons, man. Look at her, man. 11 years old. But she gonna take your life. Don't play.
Randy, do me a favor, man. For anybody that's not following you and all the amazing work that you're doing and all the creativity that you're putting out there in the world, please let them know where they could follow Randy BYNOE.
So I much appreciate that. So I'm definitely on the YouTube, which I know we haven't mentioned that at all today.
No, not at all. Actually, not once. Not once.
So I'm on YouTube, and it's called I Know BYNOE. That name is actually a funny thing. So my girlfriend's mom, she said that as a joke, as a thing, oh, I know BYNOE. And I'm like, I'm gonna make that a thing just for you, just because I love you so much. And so I just started running with that with the I Know BYNOE thing. So yeah, I Know BYNOE's the YouTube. I'm also on Instagram at Randy BYNOE. You can see a lot of my shenanigans there. I post a lot of cuts from the funny videos that I do, and just a whole lot of just stuff. You know, I do a lot of the Iguala on there too. You know, I'm bringing those back. People really be loving those when I just start reacting to all the craziest things that I see on the internet with the Iguala. That's a big one over there. I also have a website. I'm on WordPress. That's I know BYNOE. Actually, I believe that's. Hold on. I don't even remember. I just made this. I don't even remember it like off that well yet. But it's so, I know BYNOE. So, oh damn! So that would be, yes, that's I know BYNOE.wordpress.com. That's what that is. Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect. And are you on Twitter or anything like that?
Yep, I'm on Twitter, BlackieChan52. That's spelled just like Jackie Chan because I'm a huge Jackie Chan. That's probably what I'll be. I'll be watching that on Halloween. I'll be watching Rumble in the Bronx or something like that. That's my boy. You know, sorry about your shop. Send me the bill. Thank you, Jackie Chan. But BlackieChan52 on Twitter. Also on Facebook as well. Randy BYNOE is wrestling. That's my my Facebook fan page. And yeah, man, I'm also on TikTok too. But I mean, like, you know, you can look at that. I'm trying to get that off the ground, but I'm not. I don't. It's so hard. I don't dance like
Well,
that.
me and my daughter were trying to figure out how they did that video where the what's it called? Oh, there she is right there creeping in the back. Sorry, we have our hats on because we were talking Raptors. We were talking Raptors. But what was that? The Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell thing. It's like, I can be blue, I could be brown, I could be
Yes.
violet green, I could be
Yes.
yeah, you know. We were trying to figure out how they did like the echo thing, and I was googling it and everything like an old person. I'm like, how do they do that? Because like they
Yeah.
keep, you can, once they do it once, you can hear like the different notes, and I'm like,
Yes.
man, forget it.
That's a different, yeah, that's got to be some kind of app or something. Because like, isn't it there's because I've seen that before in a different way. Just not obviously they did it there. I don't even know like that was off of something like that. Even that whole song, if they just did that off the cuff or what. But I've seen that in other things where they go like, or I think it's it might be an Apple like app thing or maybe like a default thing where like it'll record and then it'll keep playing and then it'll record the next thing and then it overlap. Like I don't. It's crazy.
I don't know how they did it. I wanted to do that. Eventually, I was just gonna get so frustrated and be like, I can be blue. I don't give a fuck. And I was just gonna just end the video like that and just be like, I'm done. That's it. That would be the new trend. Don't tell me what colors you can be. Tell me your feelings. That's the new TikTok challenge.
Ooh, yeah,
Tell me
they
your
they're
feelings.
great for that. I actually just thought of an idea for that. Now that you thought, see how my brain works. I'll be starting like, I can be blue, and then a guy with a red bandana would come through like, you're gonna be what, fam? Yo, you're trying to be a blue eye, eh? You're trying to be blue, fam? You're like blues clues, I got done up your head top, B. Can be something like that.
Oh man, I love people who don't live in Ontario. They don't know the language, man. They don't know the Scarborough mans. They don't know that. They don't know that language, man. They just don't get it.
It's
We
fun.
have to educate them. You know what we should do? We should do a skit where I'm just like the regular white guy and you come in and you're talking to Scarborough, and then at the end we have somebody come in and be like, "Hi, sorry to bother you. I'm going to be his translator for the day. So what he's asking you is if you could kindly pass the salt, and also because of your generosity, he would like to buy you a coffee." Oh, okay, well, thank you, Tom. Thank you very much. You know, problem, fam. We from the love, man. We got it, bro. Don't worry about it. It's all good, fam. What did he say? He said it's all good, no problem. He's got you. Okay, thank
It's like, well, thank you. Well, that was very sweet. Well, yo, you're saying mans are sweet, fam? You're trying to get dunked
you. What he's saying now is that he wants to hurt you violently because he's not sweet. He's gentle and kind, but he will also fuck you up. Oh, okay. Well, that's uncomfortable. Now I feel awkward. Feel uncomfortable.
I like
Randy,
that we can do that up.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Anytime, man. You've got my Facebook. I've got yours. And it was a pleasure. And obviously, when we drop this, I'm going to tag you in everything. But my dude, thank you so much for the time. And again, like I said, we'll talk about all those collabs off camera and we'll get it all set up. But dude, if we were to have a Randy BYNOE intro as a new Straight Talk theme song, it would be an honor.
Okay, that's in the works as of now. That's on the works.
Much love, brother. I appreciate you. All right, guys, that's it for me. I'm your host, your boy. Another one in the can. Don't forget to follow the journey. Straight Talk Wrestling on Instagram, Straight Talk Wrestling on Facebook, @_Straight Talk on Twitter, and of course, Straight Talk Wrestling on YouTube. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, help us. We're literally 31, 32 away from 400. And if we can hit that by the end of 2021, it will be amazing.
Yo, guys, make sure you do that. And since I'm gonna upload this myself, guys, please make sure y'all check out Straight Talk Wrestling. This is my boy right here. As you can see, it's awesome. Like he a real one. He's entertaining. The girl's cute. Come on, y'all. Just enjoy the Straight Talk Wrestling. Just enjoy the camaraderie. Enjoy the funness. Okay, this is gonna be a lot more of that. So y'all definitely check that out, and please make sure y'all like and subscribe what he's got going on. So yeah, that's awesome.
Much love. An endorsement from Randy BYNOE means the world. Thank you very much, sir. You stay safe. We'll talk about everything off camera. Peace, love, and wrestling. See you guys next week. Peace. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to tune in next week for another great episode on all available podcast platforms and hosted on Podbean. Also, check us out on YouTube at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Instagram at Straight Talk Wrestling, on Facebook at Straight Talk Wrestling, and on Twitter at _Straight Talk. And if you feel the need to buy some sweet merch, check us out on ProWrestlingTees.com.
Leaving the scene with no trace, not in my league. You out of place. I'm not at the top. I'm outer space. Can't eat with us. We're out of place. I'm doing fine. I'm feeling great. You're not my fan. You can't relate. Straight talk going state to state.